Welcome back to Star Wars Nerds Unite, a discussion and review podcast focused on Star Wars. I'm your host, Tim VanAutreve. Joining me as always are Josh the Tosh, internet famous Mason.
Hello.
And Jennifer VanAutreve.
Hi.
Mother of Maximus. Maximus is also on the podcast.
He's at least present.
Wide awake. He's looking real cute. He's watching this podcast. He's learning how to do it.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about the Solo trailer.
Well, we should start by talking about the teaser, because that's all you've seen. And then the trailer.
I saw the teaser, so I watched it. It came out in the Super Bowl.
We should start. We have a lot of international listeners. The Super Bowl is the championship game of American football every year. And it's like a World Cup final in the level of hype.
Right, everyone watches it.
Everyone in the U.S. watches it.
People that don't ever watch football ever watch it.
Right.
Or at least go to a party where it's on.
Right.
Yeah. It's an event. So it's like the advertising costs more per second during the Super Bowl than any other
American televised program
for the rest of the year.
And a lot of people that aren't sports fans watch the Super Bowl just to watch the cool new commercials.
Yeah, they'll mingle and they'll chat while the game is going on. And then everyone will get quiet while the commercials come on. It's super stupid.
A commercial is starting. And then there's like,
oh, did you see that commercial that we all just watched together?
The next day,
my gosh!
The next day, people talk about what commercials were best, and there's like buzz about all the new ads.
The commercials.
Like, so this year, Tide was awesome.
Well, they had to counteract all their Tide Pod press.
Exactly.
They did a good job because those commercials were sweet.
After the first one, that's all they needed. They sowed the seed that every commercial is a Tide commercial.
Yeah.
It was good. They were good commercials.
I only watched the first third of the game, so I didn't see most of the commercials.
Why didn't
Because I went home to put Lucy to bed, and then I helped put Job to bed, and then by the time that was over, I was just ready to sit down and play video games.
I had to go to Wisconsin that day, and I was in Wausau, Wisconsin, and I watched it in a bar, and I had a good burger, and then I went back to my room and watched the second half.
Yeah.
I had a party at home with a bunch of kids, and I watched it here.
Your kids, let's be clear, she did not invite other
my kids.
Other children over.
Yeah, there were other children.
Well, yeah, my kids invited their friends.
Right.
In the teaser, the first time I watched it, I couldn't really hear it because I was in that bar. And then I watched it again a couple times in my room.
So they ran a teaser as a commercial because they didn't want to spend...
At the very beginning of the game.
It was the first commercial break, second commercial.
My son, Nolan, convinced us to not watch the Super Bowl on a regular
live TV,
television.
Broadcast television. I set everything up for him.
Yeah, because you rely on the antenna, and typically we have bad connections. And so...
It's basically 1927 around here.
Yeah,
so
we hardly ever use...
The signal comes in and out.
It does. So we hardly ever use regular
I set the
TV.
antenna up in the perfect spot so that it would come in perfectly for you. I had already thought through everything. All you guys had to do is change the input.
Yeah. But lots of times we've had bad luck with the antenna. Okay. So he was like, let's just download this app and we can watch it for free, like stream it. And then it says we get all the commercials and it's all fine.
Can you wipe his drool?
And so we did that, and...
It flaked out.
There were some No, it was working. Like, the game was on. It was perfect. We saw some commercials, and then I started getting these messages.
Did you see the trailer?
And it was like, that was awesome. Oh, my God. Did you see that? And I was like, what are you guys talking about?
You're talking about the Tide ad, right?
They're like, the Solo trailer. And I was like, what? The app that we were using did not play the Solo trailer. So I missed it. I mean, I got to watch it later that night, but...
Right. So they only ran a teaser because they only had to pay the exorbitant price for 30 seconds instead of the full minute and a half price, which would have been 3 times as much. And it's an absurd amount of money. It's like millions of dollars per commercial.
I think it's like $5 million a minute or something.
Yeah. So they ran the teaser and they said the full trailer will come out tomorrow. And so then the full trailer came out. It premiered on a TV show here in the U.S.
What was the TV show?
Good Morning America.
Oh,
Yeah,
didn't even know that.
irrelevant.
I didn't even know there was a full
I know,
trailer. I'm
you
such a
didn't.
dummy.
You are such a dummy.
Because I even Googled it like a couple days later when I got back to my office, like, and watched it. And when I Googled it, it came up with the teaser again. And I watched the teaser again.
the
not
big
knowing-
game teaser.
Not knowing there was actually a real
I thought it was
trailer.
really stupid that in the title, they call it the big game teaser in all caps. The big game in all caps.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just call it Super Bowl?
I don't know. Maybe they get sued or something. Who knows?
It just seemed dumb to me. Like they didn't want to give the NFL any marketing at all. Other than paying
Yeah, maybe.
exorbitant amounts of money to the
because
broadcast
it's on
partner.
NBC instead of ESPN.
Yeah. Well, ABC.
Mm,
They would not show a Super Bowl on ESPN. That would cost way too much money to get the licensing for it.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be shown on ABC.
Okay. Keep going. We're 7 minutes in. We haven't even talked about the trailer.
Well,
Other than the presentation of the trailer.
that's I mean that was
That's part of it.
Where
Did you watch the teaser?
This was in the what date was that? February 2? February 1? I can't remember.
It was February 4th.
The movie comes out in May. This is the first time we've seen anything.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
It's pretty unreal.
Did you know who some of the characters were being played by yet?
We knew the actors and the actresses that were involved. We knew Daenerys Targaryen's character's name because it leaked in a Lego set. So some Lego sets leaked about a week before the trailer came out, like maybe 2 weeks before the trailer
it
came
was
out.
a little ways. And we learned...
So we got some names from that.
Right. We saw Han Solo in Imperial officer gear.
Yeah.
And we saw the new Falcon.
Yes, the white and blue Falcon. And then we knew like the speeder bike scene. So there has been very few leaks about this movie at all. One of the few
Are
leaks.
you actually going to watch it and not know the whole thing?
If spoilers come out, I will read them. We knew about like the speeder bike or speeder car thing scene, and then the scene where the lady was singing. That's the only stuff that really had leaked at all.
How do we know about the lady singing?
Because there was some guy who took video of the set,
Oh.
but it was like super blurry. Like he was holding it in his pocket. Like it was nothing.
Okay.
But that's one of the few leaks that's ever even come out of the production. So we knew very little. Like Thandie Newton's character, the lady with the afro, had never seen that character before. Knew she was in the movie, had no idea what she was doing.
Yeah.
One thing we haven't seen is Paul Bettany is in the movie, but didn't see his
Who's
character
he? Yeah.
at all.
Woody Harrelson.
We saw Woody Harrelson.
And we knew he was in the movie.
Yeah,
And we
I
knew
knew
he was
nothing.
like Han Solo's mentor.
right. He's Hamish again.
I knew nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you know nothing no matter what, Jon
Yeah.
Snow. So we didn't know a whole lot. That's a lot of it was fresh and new, other than the fact that we know exactly what's going to happen for the most part.
Han's going to win the Kessel Run.
Yeah.
But we
and
don't know the circumstances.
He's gonna steal the Falcon from Lando,
Well, he wins it in a sabacc game.
but he cheats.
Do you think he does?
Oh yeah.
He's got to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll say he didn't cheat.
Do
So-
you like the actor that plays Han?
We don't see a lot of him.
No, I mean,
There's
he's the voiceover.
A little bit of narration.
It's not very inspiring.
I
Like
wouldn't
it's,
say
he,
so.
he doesn't have like he doesn't have a great voice, I would say.
So have you ever seen the movie Hail Caesar?
No.
Nope.
I've
Apparently,
seen commercials.
I haven't seen it either, but apparently that's like his first big movie that he was in, and he's supposedly people were generally favorable of that. The movie was it's a Coen Brothers movie, which is weird, but the movie got generally not good reviews, but everyone's like, yeah, he was pretty good. But that's the only thing I know of that he's in, other than this movie. So the few scenes where we see him actually like using his face, I was generally pretty okay with. I wasn't. You can tell he's trying to be Han, but
the only thing it looked like they revealed like narrative wise in the movie was putting a team together. Woody Harrelson's character Hamish was saying.
So for the listeners, his real name is not Hamish. Hamish is a character in the Hunger Games that Woody Harrelson played.
Right.
In the films.
The most memorable part of the Hunger Games.
Yeah. And it's like the same character. Carry on.
So he says he's going to get a team together and he wants Solo on it.
Right.
And they're going to
and
do a
Chewbacca.
job.
So he'd already acquired the services of Chewbacca at that point.
Right. I hope they establish how that happens.
Well, in the teaser's a little different. That's the thing. If you stitch them together, they tell different. There's different stuff in them.
Yeah.
In the teaser one, there's a part where he's like applying to join the Empire. And so, this is my speculation. The first third of the movie will involve him being with the Empire. And in the voiceover for the trailer, he talks about how he was in the academy, but then he got kicked out. Well, he probably got kicked out because...
For having a mind of his own.
For freeing Wookiee slaves.
He was told to,
Yeah, he probably has to, like,
beat them or something.
Drive a tugboat, space tugboat, full of Wookiee slaves, and then he frees them all.
Yeah.
Right? That's probably what happens. And then the second half, or second 2/3 of the film is him getting involved with Hamish and Lando.
And the Kessel Run.
And they do the Kessel Run. And create his
claim to fame.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the word, but that'll work.
So they show a scene of the Maw and the Imperial.
We think it's the Maw.
Well, it looks like the Maw. So it's this vortex swirling thing in space, and these Star Destroyers and these what look like prototype TIE bombers are after them in the Falcon.
Right.
And the Falcon is swirling around not only this vortex and the TIE fighters, but also...
some sort of space octopus. Yeah, I have no idea.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me, like, between Rebels and this...
The amount of weird creatures?
That are just in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
As if it is a giant ocean.
Maybe the Maw is a giant ocean. We don't know.
We don't know. What else do you want to talk about? What do you think of Lando? He didn't even say any words, does he?
I think I knew as soon as they said Donald Glover was going to be Lando, it was going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be great.
I think he looks really good.
What do you think of all the rumors that have come out that the movie is bad and that the main actor is bad?
I don't know. Does it matter if he's bad?
Yeah.
Why? Whoa, there's some spit up.
He's
Would you name
bomb.
Which of the actors in A New Hope was good?
Darth Vader. Darth Vader wasn't really that good either.
I don't think it's essential that
Obi-Wan.
they be great actors.
Yeah, but he's playing basically someone we already know and love, right? We cherish. Solo did a good job.
I hope he edges more towards not trying to be identical, but try to be like inspired by the character.
Sorry.
So everyone's like, you gotta... I won't say everyone. There's a subset of the people in the world that are like, you gotta make him the same person. He's Solo. He has to be the same person. He has to act the same way, look the same way.
Solo adapts.
And I'm saying, no, I don't want that. I don't want a person acting like another person, acting like another person. I just want that character to be acted by another person.
I don't. I want actual Han Solo to be Han Solo, but that will never happen.
Right.
Until they've officially gotten all the new face tech the way it should be.
No, it'll never happen.
I'm happy with how with his performance in the trailer.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
What else do we need to talk about with the trailer? Do you think them leaking you think Disney leaked the idea that it's a bad movie to try to build more hype for the movie?
I mean, they literally fired the directors in the middle of principal photography.
They said that it was because they couldn't they were used to animation and stuff, and they weren't
No.
used to. They were behind.
They were behind schedule. Is what it came down to.
Right, because they didn't know how to manage that big of a team.
Giant, yeah. And so it came down to Lucasfilm saying, "Hey, you need to stop doing so much impromptu stuff." Because, like,
Right.
I
They
guess
were doing a bunch of improv.
yeah, their process or method was to kind of freewheel it, and Lucasfilm said, "No, you're not going to spend 4 times more money than we budgeted for this movie. So get your act together." And they said, "No, we're going to make the film our way." And they said, "Okay, you're not making the film. Bye." And then Ron Howard joined in. So I don't think Disney had anything to do with sowing that seed that the film is bad.
I bet they did. I bet they did it just to lower expectations so that when it's good, everybody blows their mind. It's like, whoa, and then everybody talks about it.
But does it matter? Like, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie.
Yeah, but think about like how they're starting to get into this like Star Wars saturation. So if they talk about how it's not that good, then they create a different environment for you to exist in for hype for the movie.
I don't know any company that wants to baseline your brain with our product is bad.
Well, I agree. I think that's ridiculous.
All right. I've heard things.
Just because a person on the internet...
You didn't even watch the trailer until
I still heard that.
I heard all the things the people on Reddit were saying.
Yeah. Well, not just in Reddit. I mean, I read articles.
Read articles?
I did.
From Movie Now Network, I'mAmazing.net.
What do you think about the character Amelia Clark plays?
You can call her Daenerys.
What do you think she was going to say to Solo? She was going to say he's a scumbag or something terrible. He's a nerf herder. I know what you really are. You're a nerf herder.
No,
you're a scruffy looking nerf herder.
Because the other thing is nobody knows, like, there's no real villain. The only bad guy, they show the Empire,
the
obviously.
Imperials.
But then they show this weird dude who looks like he's from Mad Max.
Yeah, he's going to do, like, some sort of showdown with him.
Yeah, I don't know. So, like, that's kind of a bad guy, maybe. Or not.
He didn't strike me as a prime bad guy.
So there's, like, they haven't shown a villain.
Why do we need a villain?
Yeah.
Maybe there isn't, but everyone's sort of on the idea that Daenerys' character is going to be the main villain.
Nah. About that.
Do you think that he's had like a romantic relationship with her in the past?
No, I don't.
You think he's known her a long time?
No, I think we'll see them meeting.
Yeah.
And Hamish will connect
Well,
them.
how would she know him better than anybody else? How would she be the one that knows him?
I don't think that she's saying that she knows him better than anyone else, just that she knows what he really is.
Right.
Because he puts on a big front. He always does.
But he's actually just a dum-dum.
And I can say with near absolute certainty that line will not appear in the film.
I bet it does.
That's my bold prediction.
I bet it does, but it goes like a totally different direction than what they were trying to set up. As if they were a love interest. Oh, all right, here we go. Letters?
So,
or do you want to talk Solo more?
We didn't even talk about what was in the trailer, really.
We
kind of did.
What do you want to talk about in the trailer that we didn't go over?
There wasn't really anything earth-shattering. It was only like a minute long. So they just kind of... I think the one thing we didn't talk about that might play a role is the music was not traditional Star Wars
like
music at all.
Guitar.
No, it definitely wasn't guitar.
Yeah, at the beginning it's like a bit bump, bump, bump. It's like a bass guitar.
No. It was...
Okay, whatever.
It was electronic music. So, like, there was synths. There was definitely a more rock feel to it. I'll give you that. It wasn't classical orchestration.
Right. There was no guitar solos. And there was no...
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So do you think that the movie... So Jesus and I have had this conversation. Do you think they're going to do classical orchestration for the film, or you think it's going to go a different direction?
I think
and be the first Star Wars movie that doesn't do full on classical orchestra.
Oh man, that is a really good question.
I don't think they're gonna do full on. If
But
they do
have
some,
you heard a movie that has half and half? Has electronic music, but also has classical
maybe it
music?
won't have
Some of the
any
Marvel movies
classical.
do. Like they'll have like the battle scenes and stuff will be more orchestra,
But yeah, okay.
and then like
Yeah.
mood setting music will be electronic or something.
You think it's gonna be full on Stranger Things?
It was Jace's birthday last week.
Oh,
He asked
Oh.
us to.
Happy
happy birthday,
birthday.
It was my daughter's birthday party today, but her birthday's not for a couple days. Her birthday's Valentine's Day.
Whatever. It's gonna be all synth music
I hope it's synth
And
music. That's
rock.
what I'm saying.
and guitars.
I'm super hyped if the music in the movie sounds like the trailer.
It sounded good in the trailer. It sounds hip.
Yeah, like Blade Runner-y and kind of like Thor Ragnarok and good. Just don't play Immigrant Song.
What? Don't play what?
Immigrant Song.
What's that?
That's this Led Zeppelin song that's in Thor Ragnarok at the end when
Oh,
Yeah.
that thing. Okay.
yeah.
What else do you want to talk about in the trailer that we didn't bring up?
What do you think about him being in the academy?
We already knew
yeah,
that.
that's like.
You knew about that before the trailer?
I mean, it wasn't canon, but
That's
yeah,
the old
Han
canon.
Solo.
Is that he was
Oh.
old in the Imperial Navy
I didn't know that.
and that he saved Chewbacca
Yeah.
and that's how he got the life debt.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a ton of Han Solo books from like
Yeah.
back in the day. They were not good. They were kind of boring. Like the ideas of them were good, but man, I had to slog through them. I remember.
So everyone assumed they would be doing the same origin of that relationship. It's everything after that will be new and fresh,
Right.
that we don't know about, other than the fact that it happened. We know the Kessel Run happened,
Right.
but we knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
Why he was there. We knew he got the Falcon from Lando, but we don't know.
How?
Right.
Well, we know those dice. He got them.
But it doesn't seem the dice are involved. Because he has the dice. This is a thing people have obviously poured over this frame by frame. The scene where he's driving his little speeder car, the dice are hanging from the rear view.
How
Oh,
did
really?
they see
Yeah.
that? That
Oh,
goes
okay.
so fast.
Well, they look at
yeah,
it frame by frame.
Oh my gosh.
People are obsessed.
So the dice must have some other backstory.
Okay. They're just his lucky dice. He takes them into every vehicle.
Right.
Okay. What else? What else you got?
No, I think it looks good. I'm excited about it.
Memorial Day.
I think I need to take him downstairs.
What Star Wars Legos do you want to get from the?
Honestly,
None.
the ones that they haven't even
May
announced.
the force be with you.
Yeah. They haven't announced a date for like a Force Friday type event.
Yeah.
But of the Lego sets, there aren't many that are enticing to me.
No, there really isn't.
The White Falcon is interesting.
It
the white
is.
and blue.
But I don't need another Falcon.
I don't either. I have one in the old hangar bay right now getting worked on. So maybe the speeder car thing looked kind of interesting and wouldn't be outrageously expensive, but most of the first wave sets I'm not super interested in.
Yeah, there's a new TIE fighter that's not as big as the UCS one, it looks like. And then there's like the speeder car thing. There's an Imperial speeder bike sort of thing. And then there's another speeder car thing. Like there's basically a couple speeders.
It's just the stuff we saw in the trailer. Like,
Yeah, it really is.
there's not...
Well, they should have made one out of that TIE bomber. Dum-dums.
Well,
And then there's one with Han Solo, like one of those fake people, like those buildable people.
The brickheads.
No, like the build, like they build them there, they move like action figures.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
The
even know what they
Technic
call them.
people.
Yeah, there's a Han Solo one, and then there's like some shock trooper looking guy. Looks like Hulkbuster armor,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah, they're just light hype.
Yeah, I mean they're honestly, kind of setting themselves up to not sell well. I'm being honest. All right. Letters. You want to do letters?
Yeah.
Let's do it. This one is old again. We're still catching up on letters. We will catch up someday. Maybe we just do feedback and just catch up.
Not tonight.
No. This one's from Icy Spidey. Possible spoilers for Mace Windu comic. I haven't read that yet. What's up, Nerd Squadron? Nerd Force signing in. # Rogue One inquiries. I was watching Rogue One again the other day and noticed two things. First, when Jen and Cassian are on Jeddah, during the shootout between Saw's crew and the Imps, Jin runs out into danger to save a small Asian girl that is crying. Could this be the new character Rose as a child? I assume probably not, but I thought it would be kind of cool if they tied Rogue One into Last Jedi with Rose being on Jeddah. There's a shot of R2 and 3PO on Yavin 4 right before the Battle of Scarif. My buddy was watching with me and asked, how did they get on board of the Tantive 4? Tantive 4. I thought it was a good question. I know the simple answer is the Tantive 4 was on Yavin 4 before the Battle of Scarif. I always assumed it was on its way to Alderaan and was sidetracked by the Battle of Scarif.
Well, we saw Bail Organa was on Yavin.
Yeah.
So I assume he got there on the Tantive 4 and then sent Leia in it to go with the battle group that went to Scarif. No, it's not Rose.
It's not Rose. # more lightsaber problems. Issue 3 of the Mace Windu comic came out recently. We got a good look at his hilt. And yep, you guessed it. It was not up to my standards. Not only does the hilt look drawn wrong, but the look of the hilt also seems to change from panel to panel. He shows here's a photo of the actual hilt used in the movies. Here's the first image of it in the comic. As far as I'm concerned, there's little resemblance. There are no black grips toward the pommel. The pommel itself looks wider than the hand grips, which is wrong. There's also just not nearly enough golden accents on it. Here it is on the following panel. This looks wrong on so many levels, and it looks like a completely different hilt from the drawing above. These are all pictures he's sending. We're not showing them because it's an audio podcast. Here's the last shot of it from issue 3. They seem to get the most right in this picture, but again, this drawing does look more like the actual hilt, but nothing like the drawings that came before it. I do want to say that the comic is good. I'm enjoying it very moosh so far. To me, a Jedi's lightsaber is like his/her calling card. Each one is unique. Pretty sure that most other people don't get bothered by this, but for some reason it really grinds my gears. Nerd4 signing out. Icy Spidey.
It's crazy how different they are.
But it's a comic book artist. He draws so much in so little time. He doesn't care.
I understand that he doesn't care, but the editors clearly don't care either. And
I'm sure they're thinking that not many people are going to pay that close of attention. There's maybe like 5 people, and one of them is
I think it would be, once I ever read this, it would be interesting to see how prominent they are. Because he sent zoomed in, pictures just showing the lightsaber hilt. So is that like a 50th of the panel, or is that like in focus consuming a quarter of the page?
The way some of the images look, it looks like they were fairly large.
This one clearly is probably like pretty small because there's not a lot of detail.
But the
other two look pretty prominent, right?
Yeah.
So why are they not even consistent? It's just, it seems, I don't know much about the comic, but it seems like there were different artists. And they just decided not to look at the reference image at all.
Oh.
Because it's just completely...
It is really different. But you know what? There's also a colorist involved and an inker. So it's not just the artist. Like there's 3 people that ended up doing that. If there was not more than one artist. I don't even know who the artist was on that book. Because I haven't gotten it. I love that he's so detailed about it. This one's from Randall. He says, what's up, nerd leaders? I am so glad that I joined the Discord channel. It's so fun to talk to all of you all. Yeah, we have a Discord channel. We have links to it on Facebook. You should join in. Everybody should. If you want a link, send us an email and we'll send you a link to it.
It's on the website as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it an expired link?
I don't think so.
Some of them
a permalink.
Okay. I was kind of worried about spam in there, but we could always, whatever. What's up, nerd leaders? I am so glad that I joined the. Okay, hey Josh, what if Snoke is actually Anakin's dad? Huh? We never actually see his dad. Of course, I'm joking. Or am I? I'm gonna time how long it took Josh to dismiss and tell me how stupid and idiotic my theory is.
I'm gonna say it's very not likely.
I have one thing that confuses me. What is out after the outer regions? Is it just open space? And what determines where inner and outer rims?
So the inner and outer rims probably are dictated by the structure of the galaxy. We've got that map in the book that kind of shows where they are. And then what's in between galaxies? Well, if it's anything like our universe, there's nothing in intergalactic space.
Boom, boom, boom.
Other than like dark matter and black holes, maybe. But even that, there's no evidence that those exist. Generally, if you have a black hole that's big enough, stuff will start to be attracted to it, and it forms a galaxy. So, yes, there's probably nothing in intergalactic space.
Science corner for Mr. Mason. What's midichlorians? I'm going to go wash my mouth now for saying that. Don't wash your mouth. It's okay to say midichlorian. It's part of Star Wars. They're little amoebas that that fill up your blood.
It works. I just tried it.
Okay, good.
It is on our website.
The Discord link.
It's on the under Socialize with Us tab. I don't know that anyone really knows what midichlorians are. What I have convinced myself that they are little buggy bugs that are attracted to the Force. And so
when you're strong in it,
yeah, they will be attracted to you because of your connection to the Force.
Also, I just found out that my dad went to the University of Illinois, which is 137 kilometers away from Washington, Illinois.
See?
That was what you were saying in the last episode.
I would tell you that's about an hour away.
It's an hour and a half. Anyway, hope you all are doing well, and hope baby Max is doing well. This is from Mateus. He says, Snoke. Hi, I can't wait to hear more episodes about The Last Jedi. What if the cute Force-sensitive baby that Kanan and Ezra saved from the Inquisitors is Snoke? Can't wait for The Last Jedi. May the Force be with you. Not old enough, right?
Probably not.
I shouldn't think so.
And also Snoke's nobody.
This is from
Drew.
He says, Kindred in the pilot. SWNU crew, first off, Jen, I am at least glad to hear your mornings are better. Sorry the evenings suck. Baby pool, put me down for 12:30.
Not even
December
close.
30th, 6:09 a.m. CST, 2 hours, 13 minutes labor time. He had to have been trolling Jenny. Because his due date was...
like a month off.
Yeah, it was like December 5th or something.
Yeah.
Kindred. I'm glad to hear you all like this episode. I thought it was amazeballs. This is incredibly painful, but Mason was on the same wavelength as me, as he brought up almost everything I noticed during the episode. The sweet Star Wars tactical vest that the Imperial chick was wearing. Senator What's-Her-Face? Is she elected? It wasn't a military rank, which made no sense to me. Mason calls that out as well. Then the keyhole lightspeed jump through that ball ship thing. Tim, of all people, I am ashamed you did not explode with Star Wars joy. It friggin' incinerated all those poor evil souls. I'm going with they work for the Empire so they can be turbo laser fodder for the rebels for all I care. I even liked Thrawn's assassin buddy. I'm glad to see those aliens from M. Night Shyamalan's movie Signs are finding work. But that Force Wolf that said Doom clearly was a female as well, as had a striking resemblance to Ahsoka. What? I didn't pick up on that. No talk about that? Am I way off? She even had the dots around the eyes.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about it, but we talked about it a long time ago when they first talked about the wolves, like at celebrations, where everyone's like, oh, is Ahsoka the wolf, or is she tied to the wolf somehow? Now we know there's multiple wolves. We didn't know that at the time because that first trailer only showed the one wolf. But yeah, a lot of the face markings on the wolf look like Ahsoka's face markings.
Big deal. Housekeeping. Tim, the fan noise is gone. Did the fan take a dump or did you fix it? I'm giving you credit for that, so you totally redeemed yourself. The ending audio of Jen talking about her mic falling cracked me up. I'm going with soundbite was on purpose. Yeah, I did. I put it at the end. The fan noise disappeared because we stopped doing the live video recording. I'm going with soundbite was on purpose. Another point for Tim. Yes, you need to do one with Mason saying, "It's a trap." Jen, it was classic when you called out Mason on pronouncing Tatooine. That was on the next episode. Thanks for the entertainment, Mason. Regardless of your filter setting, you're still okay in my book. Thanks for the book recommendation. Without your recommendation, I could stumble into another Empire's End series. So many topics covered, very good episodes. Your show has really improved, and I find it very interesting and entertaining to listen to, as much as I rag on Mason, with the exception of 131. That was rough. Glad to see that slump didn't last long. Whew. Yeah, I messed that up, I guess. People didn't like that intro. Drew, ex-Patreon donor, unassigned nerd call sign, hashtag max the number sign 6. We'll do one more email, right? Then we'll be done.
Sure.
It's from Wilson. Battlefront 2 sucks. Hey guys, long time no listen. Feels a lot longer than 20 days since your last set of podcasts. Glad there's a flurry of them again. I really need to catch up with Rebels, only halfway through season 2, but I will get there. Stopped watching it for a while, but you guys have inspired me to get back into it. How disappointed were you with Battlefront 2? I have tried really hard to like it, but it just kept getting bored, or I kept getting bored. In the past, when I was single and had no kids, I could game for 10 hours straight if I liked the game, but 1 hour into Battlefront 2 and I'm bored. I'm very disappointed. What do you guys think? Wilson, that's part of getting older, for one. For two, I liked Battlefront 2.
I liked the story a lot of the single player. The multiplayer, I like the ship battles out in space.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I like the battle royale one. The other ones are just too slow for me. Like the one where the Galactic Conquest and then I can't remember the assault mode. They just feel too big and you're so slow unless you find a vehicle. I don't like those styles. Those are super boring to me. But I mean, it's the same deal. I can play for a good hour or two in Battlefront 2 and then I'm ready to do something else. But that's sort of the nature of first-person shooters, I think.
I haven't honestly played much since the first couple weeks it came out. But only because I've just been doing other stuff, like building Lego. Hope you're doing okay, Jen. You sound tired on the podcast. Great, but tired. Hope the baby comes soon. Love the name Max. That was one of our boys' names for the new arrival in February. My partner and I wanted to keep the gender a surprise. Mostly her, though. Haha, so need boys and girls' names. Keep up the great work, guys, and can't wait to hear more. May the force be with you, Wilson. P.S. Tim, your Galaxy of Heroes team is coming on. They look great. Thanks. I'll do one more. It was from Mark. He says, free stuff contest, December 3rd, 10 p.m. He might have been closest. We didn't have very many entries on that.
No.
Yeah, and then we got a cutoff, so that's all we're going to do tonight. Yeah, we're everywhere on the internet. Find us everywhere. We've got a Patreon. You can find that. You can get t-shirts.
On TeePublic.
On TeePublic. Just search for SWNU. We got a Discord. That's like how we've been keeping up on people, and like all the Star Wars nerds are getting together talking. The chat is so big now, it's kind of hard to keep up on if you don't check it every few hours. It's really fun. Everybody's super cool in there. And it's nice to have like a more direct interaction. I think that's all I got to say. What do you got, Mace?
What are we going to talk about in the next one? Just more feedback? But what is the date? It's the 11th, so it's 8 more days until Rebels. So we probably should think about a topic. Is there a comic series that is like a 5 comic arc?
Yeah, there was I forget what the name of it was now. But yes, there is. There's one with Luke.
One with Luke?
Yeah. I have it.
What's it called?
I can't remember. I just said that. It's kind of older now. People don't like the comics episodes.
I think they like the ones where we can condense it and tell what happened in the comics. That way they don't have to read the comics.
Then we have to suffer through it. The scatter... Hold on, it's right here. The Screaming Citadel.
Isn't that just a part of the Star Wars main comic, though?
it collects Dr. Aphra 7 through 8, Star Wars 31 through 32, and Star Wars The Screaming Citadel #1.
Yeah, let's not do that one.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
I was thinking like a one-off series. Like, is that Mace Windu one like a 5-book series, or is that a...
I don't think it's over yet.
Oh, man.
We'll figure it out. And we'll let
We'll talk
everybody
about
know.
something.
Yeah. All right. That's it. This is our podcast, Star Wars Nerds Unite. Thanks for listening. Send us letters at StarWarsNerdsUnite.com. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Did you hear that? We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView Network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at BenViewNetwork.com.